Am I the asshole if I don't want to go on vacation with my friends because they try to micromanage the expenses? I, 30 male, have a group of 5 friends from university who are around the same age as me. For the past 2 years, we've gone on vacation together, first to Mexico, and then last year to Egypt. We've always had a great time, and we get along well. However, when it comes to sharing costs, I find myself struggling. It's not the group that has an issue. It's me who has the problem. To provide some context, we all met at university 9 years ago and have been working for the last 5 years. Our university was ranked #1 in the country at the time, though I no longer keep track of the rankings, and we all landed jobs just a month after graduation. I mention this to illustrate that we are all financially secure. I know for a fact that each of us earns between 80,000 euros and 100,000 euros annually. In terms of vacation costs, I typically spend around $3,000 for each trip, which is more than my friends spend since I'm more comfortable with spending. Additionally, I'm aware that the vacation money we receive amounts to at least double what any of them has spent on these trips. So this is the problem I have. Every night, they ask for a check, start checking off items for everyone, and then make that person pay exactly that amount. To me, that's embarrassing. Getting nasty looks from the waitress who doesn't make in a day what these people make in an hour, waiting there for 10 to 15 minutes while they argue about who had what, and then starting to count bills and coins to pay. I suggested we split the bill 5 ways, but they don't want to do that. They have mentioned that I'm the only one who drinks alcohol with dinner and that it's not fair if they have to pay extra for it. We are talking about maybe 2 euros. I even offered to pay more, but they still refused because some are not big eaters and don't think they should pay extra for others. It's 4 versus 1. To make matters worse, they spent every night comparing Uber bills because maybe I paid a couple of euros less for the ride. So now they are planning a trip for this year, and it could be the last one as some of them want to start families, but I'm thinking of saying no, I can't do this anymore. I enjoy our trips, but getting a pay request of 3 euros because I had a couple of glasses of rum someone else bought at the supermarket at our hotel messes with my mood. But I'm also the only one who has a problem with this, and I want to ask if I'm the asshole or if this is just a really strange way to handle finances. Edit. People keep asking why we don't ask for separate checks, and the answer is that most places we visit refuse to split the bill into 5. Also, some people think I want them to pay for my drinks at dinner, but I have offered to pay for my drinks, even if we split the bill. Edit 2. People keep asking how drinking alcohol is only a couple of euros more expensive. It's because while I drink a beer or 2, they drink Coke or some other soft drink. So at the end of the day, I had 2 beers and someone else had 2 Cokes. Yes, the beer is more expensive, but only a couple of euros compared to the Coke. Also, some people think I'm a big eater, but I'm not the biggest eater in our friend group. I take ADHD meds, and if you use those, you know what it does with your appetite. Also, my share of the bill is always one of the lowest unless we stay long and I drink more, but again, I offer to pay for those drinks myself. Edit 3. People keep asking why I don't pay the whole bill and then split it later. I suggested that we try it. But then that night, people started arguing about who had what, and there were items on the bill nobody said they had ordered. So they went back to do it at dinner, so there would be no discussions about who had what. Am I the asshole for blowing up at my roommate for changing plans suddenly because she disapproves of an unusual fraternity event? I, 21 female, live in off-campus apartments with my roommate and good friend, 21 female. This coming Saturday, we've made plans to go on a trip and hang out most of the day. I told her we need to stop by this fraternity house near campus at one point for just a short while for an event I was invited to, and she said no problem. It's on the way between our other plans that day, so it worked out perfectly. Then last night, she asked what the fraternity event was, and I told her it was a dog breath competition, which I know sounds weird. This fraternity has apparently been having this contest annually for the past few years of who could endure the smell of their dog's breath, big, friendly, like to pant, the longest, without gagging or breathing through mouth. A friend in the fraternity invited me this year, and I thought I'd give it a try. Note there's nothing really wrong with the dogs, I guess they just get into gross stuff, and one of them is old. So no cruelty comments, that's not my roommate's concern at all. She surprisingly was quite upset and said, that's absolutely disgusting. Why would you even do that? I won't let you back in my car after competing and that you'll make it reek. I said, we already have plans the whole day. I said it was just a funny little thing I got invited to by a friend and thought I'd check out. Besides, they have a $200 prize for first place this year, and I was told last year's winner lasted 4 minutes, 21 seconds. So I just have to smell dog breath for 4 to 5 minutes and make $200. How could I pass that up? And why would I stink after? Nothing would physically get on me except maybe the drool, and I'd wash that off. She said, you never even had a dog growing up. You have absolutely zero chance to win, and are just going to lose the entry fee and smell gross after. I'm annoyed that she wants to change up all our plans we agreed to just because she doesn't approve of what the fraternity event is. I don't think the concern that I would stink after is founded, and she's just reacting out of personal disgust for something she doesn't even have to do. I ended up getting really mad and yelling at her about it, and now our plans fell through. Am I the asshole? The long story short, roommate doesn't approve of gross fraternity competition. I'm yelled at her for threatening to change our plans if I attend. Am I the asshole for not giving the neighbor's kids candy? I, 21 female, live with my parents in the Netherlands. Here we have a tradition on November 11th called Sint Maarten. It's where kids make their own lanterns, go door to door, sing songs for candy, kind of like trick or treating. In my neighborhood, we have the rule that the kids and their parents can only come to the door for candy between 6 and 7 p.m. No sooner and no later. It's also a rule that the houses who participate need to have a candle outside next to the door. No candle means no songs/candy. Now we have new neighbors. They moved here 6 months ago, but this is the first time they participated here, with 4 kids between 9-ish and 15-ish, so, of course, they were welcome to participate. Now I was home alone during St. Martin because my parents were with my aunt, who's really sick. I was really busy with my projects for college, but between 6 and 7 p.m. I happily put a candle next to the door and prepared a bowl of candy. Many kids came to sing songs, and it was adorable. At 7 p.m. I blew out the candle, grabbed the rest of the candy to snack on, there were 3 pieces left, and went back to my projects. I had a deadline that evening. Around 9 p.m. the bell rang. I opened the door, and there were the new neighbors. The kids immediately started singing songs. I didn't know what to do, and when they were done I politely told them that the planned hour for St. Martin was already over. The mom said that they couldn't participate then because absolutely couldn't miss her TV show and that her husband was grocery shopping. Now I'd like to point out that we have a group chat with all the adults in the neighborhood, and each year the rules are repeated. These new neighbors are also in this chat. I told them that it wasn't my fault that they had other priorities and that I didn't have a candle outside. The mom told me that because I had the decorative lights above the front door on, they assumed that I was still participating. I explained the rules again and told them that it had to be a candle outside the door to prevent confusion. She asked me if I was really going to deny her kids candy after they sang me a song. I told them that we didn't have anything left, and she got even more mad. I pointed out that even if I had any left, I wouldn't have had enough for all her kids. She demanded that I go find candy for her kids. When I told her that the best that I could do was some fruit, she scoffed and said that I had ruined St. Martin for her kids. The kids started whining for candy, and the mom told them that I didn't have any for them. In the meantime, it was almost 9:30. My deadline was for 11, and I still had a lot to do. I was tired, stressed, and had a headache, so I was grumpy. I still tried to be as polite as possible and told them that I had to get back to my project. The next day, there was a message in the group chat from the mom saying that her kids were disappointed that they couldn't participate and that she expected better from a neighborhood with so many kids. So, am I the asshole?